Hello and welcome to another review. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the STX Surgeon 500 sticks. Now if you remember back in January, little backstory, I actually ended up having to choose a team of people to test out gloves of their choice. So they got the Surgeon 500 or they got the Stallion 500, and a stick of choice, the Surgeon 500 again, or the Stallion 500. I was lucky enough to actually get the Surgeon 500 stick and the Stallion 500 stick, so you'll be seeing the review for the Stallion here fairly soon. And I ended up going with the Stallion gloves, and I can't say I have any regrets about it. So as far as the sticks go, let's go ahead and review the first one. So of course today is the Surgeon 500. So this is the stick as I've been using. It's 100 Flex X91, so it's similar to a P91 and or a Sakic, I guess you can call it. It's fairly open toe. I really like this stick. It's probably one of the better shooting. Oh hey. Woo! Anyway, it's probably one of the better shooting sticks that I've used here recently. So we'll just go ahead and break into it and talk some stuff about it, and I'll let you know how I like it and what I didn't like. Now, my first impression when I took it out of the box was, hey, this is actually kind of neat. It's you know, gray, silver, whitish shaft, and then the bottom is all black. So that was kind of cool. I really like the big STX letters, and I do play with a couple of guys who are doctors. Two of them are actual plastic surgeons, so they very and quickly noticed the, you know, the medical cross right there. So that was kind of cool. They thought it was neat, so I actually thought it was neat too. So that was really nice. The balance of the stick right off and out of the box. It is not blade heavy. It has a dual kick, so it kind of evens out throughout the shaft, making it lighter than what it really feels like. You know, like if you put it on a scale, it makes it feel lighter than what the scale tells you. So it's pretty neat. I also did like the little bit of touch right here with the teal, and of course over here on the blade, I'm a fan of teal. It's a pretty nice color. So, first, for the impression, what I thought about the stick when I fresh out of the box, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. The different tones of the color. Normally I like all black sticks, or for them to be blacked out. You know, I don't want anything flashy, but this actually was really neat and kind of stuck out to me. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and touch up on the blade now. Now, I ended up having a phone interview with one of their reps, and then ended up having it with another one of their, I don't know if he's an investor or one of their higher ups, but he was actually really great himself as well. Both of them were really nice guys. And so we ended up going over the technologies. They were kind of surprised about, you know, what I know about stick technology. So it was really neat to actually have them break it down for me and you know, give me their take on why they went with this wrap, what they're trying to do with the dual kick technology part about it. So it was really neat. Like I said, they did tell me about the blade, that the blade was going to be a little bit softer than normal. They understand that you know, where I'm coming from, I'm using stiffer blades, especially with Sherwood and some Warrior. The stiffer the blade, the better performance I feel I get. They told me that I would be really surprised as far as how this stick would perform with a little bit of a softer blade, and it is fairly soft. You can actually bend it with your hand, and they told me durability might be a little bit of an issue over time, but honestly, it's been since January. It is now May 7th or May 8th. The last time I used it was Saturday. It's still running strong. It's still shooting hard. The only thing that I had to do was adjust to where I was shooting. With stiffer blades, I tend to shoot right here. You can usually see on my tape after a game, most of the puck marks are right here. With this one, most of the park marks are actually over here. So I've relearned to kind of reload my shot for wrist shots and snapshots and slap shots too, and kind of focus it more on the to be a little bit more toe heavy. Some guys do prefer shooting that way. I know with Easton, they actually encourage people to use their sticks by shooting that way. So it was a little bit of an adjustment, but once I figured it out, I've noticed that my shots got a little more accurate, and it feels like I'm shooting harder, but I couldn't tell you because I can't play goalie at the same time I'm playing forward, right? Over time, the blade did soften up a little bit. It has not lost feel. However, because it is losing its stiffness, even though it already came a little bit softer, I would give it a 7 out of 10, only because I am kind of rigorous when it comes to testing sticks. I do like to beat them up to let you know some proper feedback, how it flexes backwards, how, you know, for the torque, how it collapses, you know, a lot quicker, where the damage usually tends to occur, and what the durability is looking like. So I tend to, on the first use, and I do have the luxury of working part-time at a hockey rink, so whenever I do go out there, you know, I stay out there with a couple of friends who also work there, and we just shoot around. So I try to take at least 50 slap shots, 50 wrist shots, 50 snapshots, and then I make a judgment of how it's performing so far. Anything after that is an added plus and adds to the durability of how the stick is going. With that being said, this stick is still running strong, but again, I've had to readjust, and now my shooting has gotten a little bit more closer towards the toe because it feels like this is more stiffer, and this just kind of offers too soft of a feel. It's still great for accepting hard passes, but it's kind of losing its feel when it comes to snapshots. Wrist shots load great. Snapshots, one-timers, and slap shots are starting to feel a little bit like the quality is, you know, kind of fading out. So for that, I will say I do give it a 7 out of 10 as far as the performance. Now, this, you can tell the fuse point right here. Actually, you see the line a little bit. So clearly this is kind of a two-piece stick fusion. You can tell the fuse point right here. So with that leading up, if this was a shaft or sold as a shaft, I think I would actually go back to using two-piece sticks. And the reason I say that is, you guys know that I used to use two-piece sticks. I loved most of them. This shaft is such a good shooting shaft. It reminds me of the old love and feel I used to have for the Sherwood RM19. That's why I'm such a big fan of Sherwood. They always keep it consistent. They always keep it coming. And this competes with it. With that being said, the flex, like I said, I went with the 100 flex shaft. Because of the dual kick point, they did tell me to go with the 100 flex because it's going to be a whole lot whippier. They were right. This stick feels a whole lot whippier. Wrist shots, even passes, make the shaft flex pretty hardcore. So it's kind of cool. I mean, you can get some good whip on it when you really want to take a shot out and just, you know, get it going. So it's really, really nice. The balance, like I said, the dual kick point makes the balance of the shaft make it seem a whole lot lighter. It's not blade heavy. It's not heavy somewhere inside of the shaft. The whole entire thing is just nice and light and just keeps shooting and keeps going for you. I will touch up again on passing. Really, really great stick for passing the puck. Receiving passes are just fantastic. You really feel it on the blade, and you don't get too much vibration on the shaft. You just kind of hear the clapping, and you also get a good warm tone. I know it sounds weird to say that, but it literally gives me a good warm tone, and it's just absolutely fantastic. And also the same for wrist shots. Loading a wrist shot, it's out of this world. Fantastic. So for the shaft, flex in the balance, I will give it a 10 out of 10. It's just so good, so strong. It's literally the best part. So now we move on to the durability. Now for durability, the blade breaking down quickly, but not as quickly. It's not broken as per se where you see any cracks. You do see a little bit of damage. Here, let me get a light for you. And to use a flashlight for it, but there's a sizable crack right there. It's a good chunk missing as well. It's really hard to tell. Sorry. There you go. Whatever. If you want to see more pictures up close of the blade, I'll be more than happy to show you. Anyway, back to normal. So, with the durability of the blade, I'm sure if I give this stick to someone who's more of a beginner or a mid-range player, someone who doesn't beat up their sticks that much, this stick in particular would last quite a bit of time. And that's great. That's what you want. You want a good stick that lasts a long time. The shaft itself is not broken down. It still shoots like the first day I got it, which is actually great. And I'm not going to lie, man, I really, really like it. And so I'm very happy to actually say that this is one of the longer lasting shafts that I've used. A lot of them really go dead. The pop goes dead after a month or two of use and abuse. And this one has just lasted. It's stayed consistent and nothing has gone wrong about it. I think if STX added maybe another weave layer, like a sock to that blade and made it a little bit, not as stiff, but it keeps the durability going, this stick would actually be even better. I would call it a minor tweak. I think a little tweak, maybe just that in the blade would actually be just the change that it might need, but maybe their developers have something else in mind. Either way, I dig it. I would look forward to it. Now, as far as intangibles, the way now with that being said, like one more time, the durability 8 out of 10 just because of the blade. It's still running good, smooth, but because it is breaking down, I will give it an 8 out of 10. The rest of the shaft, I give it a 10 out of 10, of course. For intangibles, of course, the puck feel from this stick, as I did mention before, it is fairly warm. Normally I am used to that hard pop from all my other sticks like CCM and Sherwood, but the softer feeling from this blade when receiving a pass or taking a shot, it's actually really different. I don't have to look down to find the puck, but it is really neat that it kind of feels like you're accepting hard passes like with the pillow. I mean, it's just really nice. I don't know why I like it so much. It's hard to explain, but if you've ever used a stick that had a softer blade when receiving a hard pass, it feels like home. The grip on the stick, it's not tacky, it's not too much, it's barely even there. You really have to just grip it really tight with your palm just to even feel a little bit of the grip. I think one thing that they did correct about this is the grip on it. They didn't go over the top like some companies do. They didn't make it feel like your hands are glued on. It's just there to offer a little bit of grab whenever you're trying to move your hand around. I feel STX is onto something with this stick. Same with the Stallion. We'll touch up on the Stallion on the other video, but I really feel like they're onto something. This is a legitimate high-end stick. Obviously, there's a couple of pros who are using it, so it is a good stick. It's a legitimate high-end stick. For the price range that it goes for, compared to other high-end sticks, this one takes the cake in my eyes. And they're working towards a good goal. I mean, after speaking with those two gentlemen from STX, asking them, prodding them with questions about how they do their research, how long have they been working on it, etc. And of course, if you know STX, you know their background in lacrosse. You know that with lacrosse they have a good established name. You also know that with that being said, they do take their sweet time in developing product, and when they release it, it's a product that's worth it. So with that being said, I feel they put a lot of that hard work into their sticks and their protective. Look out for their protective. Some of it is already hitting the market. It is phenomenal. I really cannot wait to use it. It's going to be awesome. And would I recommend this stick? Absolutely. Again, I do want to make you aware of the blade being a little bit softer, but that doesn't mean that it's broken down on me. There were a couple of other guys from the tester team who did break their stick. They do play a higher level. 2 of them play junior, and STX immediately replaced those sticks. They're still using them. They haven't had an issue since. Maybe they got a bad batch at the time. I don't know. It happened with me with a different stick company. They did great. They replaced it. That stick is still kicking. It's great. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Overall score for the entire stick, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. I feel that this stick is worth it. 8 out of 10 is a pretty damn good score. The performance, the shooting, the only thing that could be hindering maybe is just, like I said, the blade going softer as far as the durability on that. But you see the stick is not broken. Like I did mention, there are a couple of paint chips, but paint chips are paint chips. Nothing to cry about. Go ahead and check them out, stx.com, and they'll be more than happy to work with you and provide you all the information that you need. They're great guys to deal with, great guys to work with. It has been a pleasure to deal with them. So 8 out of 10. STX Surgeon 500. Go out there and get one. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to share. Feel free to like. Ask me any questions. You guys know I'm an open forum. I'll be more than happy to answer questions. Like my Facebook page, Thinking Jack's Hockey Reviews. I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys through there. And you know, don't hesitate. Subscribe down at the bottom, or do like that one donkey head, talk crap down at the bottom and troll me. Whatever, doesn't matter to me. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and look forward to the next one.